Hey guys, Mix here, and today we're back with the Baja 90, and today we're going to be trying to get it running. So as you guys know from last video, we started working on some things like the brakes, and we found out that the battery was completely shot. So I was thinking about ordering a new battery, but then I remembered the battery on my Super Magna is starting to go out, and I was going to order a new one for it. So I figured I might as well take the battery from the Magna and use it for the quad, because it probably doesn't use as many volts or need as many volts to start it up, because the battery on the Magna usually dies when I'm trying to start it. And I checked them both out, and they literally are the same exact battery, so it should be good for this quad. And then I can just order just one battery for the Super Magna, so it all works out. So I have the Super Magna's battery charging right now, and then in a little bit we're gonna go run to the gas station, get some gas for the quad, and then we're gonna hook up the battery and see if this engine even turns over. I honestly have no idea. I just bought it because there's no way to check it out because there's no kickstart or anything, so this engine could be seized. That could be why I got such a good deal on it, but we'll just see what happens. And then if the engine turns over and there's fuel in it, and then if it's not starting, I'm gonna check for spark. I'm probably gonna check for spark right away, but if it does have spark but it's still not starting, then we're gonna go into the carb, clean it, and then it should hopefully start up. So if we go under the seat here, it has the positive, and then it has the ground, but the ground doesn't have any connector. On my YFM80, the old Moto 4 that I did a little build series on, that one didn't have any connections, and you were able to just bolt it straight down to the battery, and it actually had pretty good connection. So I could just bolt down these wires straight to the battery, and I think it should be fine. I've seen that on a bunch of other quads too, so we should be good. And then I could get connectors for it and then put on connectors later on. Alright guys, so now let's go run to the gas station and pick up some fuel for the quad. Alright, so we're also going to stop at AutoZone and pick up some carb clean, because I'm sure that we're going to need some of that. Because, you know, usually when a quad sits for a while or anything, the carb gets all gunked up. So we're definitely going to get some of that. And yeah, hopefully this thing starts up. Alright, so now we got the Magna. I just took off the seat. Now let's take the battery out of here. So I just got the battery out. Now I'm gonna hook it up to the quad and see if we can get any signs of life. Alright, so I got the battery hooked up, and now for the moment that we've been waiting for, I'm going to turn the key and see if anything will light up, see if I press the start button, then if the engine will turn over. So here we go. Let's see, is anything on? No. Nothing. Alright guys, so I've been going through the wires and trying to see if there's anything loose, anything dirty, anything not connected, but we're just having no power at all. So I'm going to go and see if I can find a wiring diagram for this type of quad and see if that'll help. Alright guys, so this battery charger actually has an emergency engine start option, and I hooked it up completely to the connections and to the battery, and if I hold in the brakes, because you need to hold in the two brakes, you can hear it is clicking. So could be the solenoid. I'm gonna try and trip the solenoid and see if that'll work, and hopefully it's not clicking because the engine's stuck. So now that I know that we have some power going through the system, I think that it's just bad connections on the battery. So luckily I actually have connectors, so I'm going to hook them up to the ground, because the ground doesn't have any connection, and then we'll see if that works. So I just got done putting on the new connections, but it's still clicking. So now I'm thinking it's probably the solenoid or the starter. So I might tap the starter a couple times or try and trip the solenoid with the screwdriver. I tried before, but it wasn't sparking. So solenoid could just be dead. So I'm just gonna try a couple more things and hopefully they work. So for some reason the spark plug, not the spark plug, the solenoid won't spark when I put the screwdriver between the two. It's still just beeping. As you guys could tell, the RM125 is back, and videos for the RM125 build series are going to be coming out more frequently because I'm destined to get this thing done by next week, because next week is spring break. I can finally just work on it. The temperatures are warming up, so now's the chance to get this thing done so we can go riding with it. And also, as you guys saw, I have the engine here, and the cases are indeed split. If you guys saw last video, then I said that I was going to be bringing it to a local shop to see if they could take off the shift drum for me. I didn't have the right Allen key for it, and I just couldn't find one that matched perfectly, so I was like, before I mess this up, I'm going to bring it to a mechanic shop and see what they can do. So it took a little while, but the mechanic got it. He had to use an air gun because it was on so tight. But then once we did that, we were able to split the cases, and now here we are. So I still need to pull out the whole transmission. I mean, this part's pretty much already out. So I just need to pull this out carefully, just so gears don't fall off, and pull out this part of the tranny. Everything looks good. All the gears, nothing looks, there's no teeth or anything missing. They're not stripped. Everything looks surprisingly clean in here. And as you guys know, we are replacing the crank bearings because it sounds terrible when it's being kicked over and when it runs. And I told the mechanic that I was doing that, and he checked the bearings. He said this one is actually perfect. It's totally fine. It's this one on the other side that is really bad. So I just pulled out this shaft from the tranny, but this shaft does not come out. And this is, for some reason, one of the reasons why I couldn't get the cases split. It's because for some reason this shaft down here should pull through, but for some reason, I don't know if you guys could tell, it is like welded to the outside collar around it. So each little tooth is like attached to that collar, which I don't think should happen. I mean, it's not really a big deal. You know, we can work around this. Obviously, I'm not doing anything with the tranny. I know it goes into gears because when the engine was together, all the gears would work. So we should be good with that. But it's just the crank that we need to take off, along with the bearings and the seals. I actually have a package from bossbearing.com with the seals and bearings that we will be replacing. So I'm going to unbox these, see how they look, see if they match up, because parts for a 92 RM125 are not really easy to find. So we'll unbox them now and see how they look. So here we go. I actually got these a little while ago. I just waited to open them on camera, just so we could all see what it looks like. Oh God, what it looks like first. Oh yeah, it came with some stickers, so that is awesome. Here they are. Even comes with a mini sticker, and then we got the seals. So just by looking at them now, it looks like a perfect matchup. But I'm gonna take them out and make sure that it is. So check it out now and see if they work. Already came all greased up. That is nice. So that looks perfect. And the other side I cannot check because the crank obviously isn't off. But I'm sure if it fits, if this one fits, I'm sure the other one will fit. So that is awesome. Thank you to Boss Bearing for hooking it up and letting us make this engine better. So I really wanted to start getting working on the engine in this video, but I can't because I'm waiting for a crank puller to come into the mail. So that's why I'm going to be throwing the two videos together with the quad and the RM, because I know a lot of you guys want to see the RM. So I'm just going to show you guys that the RM is coming back. We got the good news coming with it. And I know that you guys want to see me be working on this, but it's just the parts, you know, and the tools. The tools are the biggest thing, and I'm just waiting for them to come so we can do this faster and quicker. Just, you know, I don't want to just for the sake of this video try and just smash that crankshaft out with a mallet or something, end up scarring it up or anything. So I'm just gonna wait, get the correct tools, and it'll just be better off in the long run. Even though this bearing is good in here, I'm gonna be replacing it anyway because it does have some scratching up and everything, and since I have a new one over here, I might as well replace it because, you know, what am I gonna do with the brand new bearing? So that's what we could do now, is hammer out this bearing. And if you guys are wondering why this bearing is out, it honestly just like came out while we were splitting the cases. So this bearing's good. Also, I don't need to replace it. It doesn't make any noises. It spins freely. So I need to freeze this bearing and see if we could drop it in without needing to, put a torch through the outside so the engine will expand. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to freeze this and see if that'll actually work. What I'm going to be doing to hammer out the bearing is a socket. You just put it in like that. Just hit the socket with the hammer and it should just fall right through. Guys, let's take out this bearing. And so just like that, the bearing is out. Just took that bearing that was out of the freezer, and hopefully it's cold enough for it to even shrink. It's pretty cold, so I'm gonna put it back in right here. Oh yeah, wow, that actually worked great. Before I couldn't even get it in with a hammer. So once that heats back up, to room temperature or whatever, it'll expand and it'll be nice and snug into the engine. So guys, I'm going to be ending today's video here. Definitely excited to start working on the RM125 again, now that we have that dang shift drum off and the cases are split. I've been waiting for this moment for a while, but now we finally have this time to get this thing done. So guys, with the next videos coming up with the RM125, we're definitely going to be actually working on it instead of me just talking about what's happening. I'm actually going to be working on it, getting stuff done. And then along with the quad, we're going to try and get that thing running because I really want a quad to ride right now. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for 10,000 subscribers. We just hit it yesterday, so that's honestly insane. I'm just speechless. I never thought that I would have ever hit 10,000 subscribers and ever had a following like this. But thank you guys so much. That is honestly insane. My goal, if you guys saw my 2017 in review video, my goal for 2018, once this year's over and it's going into 2019, my goal is for 20,000 subscribers. So we need 10,000 more. Hopefully we can hit it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share if it's with the channel.